Jackson would be my number 1.
Yeah, because Cobra gets a little bit of love.
Yeah,
Action Jackson does.
Action Jackson, phenomenal.
Grossly
film.
underrated.
Now entering the ring, fighting out of the red corner, weighing in at 200 pounds, fighting out of Front Street and trained by Josh Evans and Francis Kuba, Jake Cold-Hearted Rodriguez!
It should be noted for those watching at home, Rob Malou from Gauntlet Films weighed in. He is a greater fan of Cobra than Action Jackson. Cobra does rule. Spectacular.
Yeah, fantastic film. So I'll tell you, so Jake Rodriguez, very, very late replacement. Listen, if he just happens to have not a ton of training and he's a tough guy, sometimes the guys that don't box you, that don't do what they're supposed to do, that don't do the fundamentals, and not to say that he won't, sometimes they can be harder nut to crack. Like, you don't necessarily know what they're bringing to the table. You're not necessarily parrying a jab because they're throwing, like, weird stuff from all different angles.
So,
Does he give respect to each corner?
He is. He might. Look, there's a
He
lot
might
of
have
unknowns.
a little bit of experience.
There are a lot of unknowns.
Please welcome, fighting out of the blue corner, weighing in at 200 pounds, fighting out of Front Street Gym and trained by George Mosi and Chris Leachon, George Balantinos!
Puff Daddy? Puff Daddy kind of sucks, but this song slaps, dude. This is great, yeah. Put that on a, I don't know. I don't even know what to say to that. My eulogy. Puff Daddy, he always wanted people to know that Puff Daddy sucked, but that song, Hate Me Now, slapped. A few things to consider. First of all, this guy is gigantic, dude. Did you see how jacked he is? He's a monster, Mark. Additionally, they're both listed as the same gym, which isn't totally...
So they have different trainers.
Yeah.
And so different, I mean, old school gym etiquette. Just because you're in the same gym, half the time you didn't even talk to each other.
Correct.
You got your own coach.
Go to the Golden Gloves in Lowell, and half the time it's Somerville fighting Somerville, right? So that's not uncommon. He's hyped up. He's jacked.
All right, yeah. George Balantinos is very excited to be in there right now.
Brought to you by our silver sponsors, Pat Squad, Line Investment Group, Jones Lang LaSalle Americas Incorporation. Our bronze sponsors, Angelo's Pizzeria South Philly, Sea Isle Spikes Iced Tea, John S. McManus Incorporated, Sir City Listings, Chink's Snack Cones Barstool Sportsbook, Talaria, and the Mattia Foundation.
So yeah, in terms of these late replacements, look, sometimes it's like, hey, we got a dude, right? We got someone with a pulse. Homeboy came out and he kind of gave the Olympic clap.
Yeah, so if you're experienced, a lot of times you go to all the judges and you'll kind of give them a little tap of the gloves. This guy's got a bounce.
I don't know. I got a weird
Rodriguez
feeling this
is
kid
not
can
somebody
box.
who just walked into the
Yeah,
gym.
he looks
Tell you
like
right now, the way he's fixing his gloves. Hey Jake, we're on to you, pal.
I think, look, who knows, right? And also, not for nothing, George here is like looks like the Colossus of Rhodes. Like he's flexing his neck right now.
My
Mark.
favorite of the great wonders.
Another overrated. All right. So all the way, right off the bat, the way Red is picking off the jab, right? The way Jake is boxing, he's boxing. He can box, 100%. Look, he's getting his head off center. He's pulling, throwing check hooks.
George is huge and throwing leather, and sometimes that might be the difference.
No, I have no doubt that George is in this fight for no reason other than he's determined. He's super jacked. He's a little bit jumpy, but Jake looks like he can box, but he's getting clipped a little bit too.
Yeah. Good body work by Jake. Excellent head move. Oh, good right hand by Jake.
Excellent
that caught
right hand.
another
He
right
landed
hand
again.
by Jake.
George is an athlete, and he is tough. Jake
is a boxer.
I don't know how long this kid's been around for. I don't know if he's fought before. I don't know if he's just been a gym rat. But
he's baiting that overhand
yeah,
beautifully. He's sitting on that jab to the body, sit on that jab, coming upstairs.
Yeah.
This kid.
George is, by the way, throwing the entire time.
That right hand landed
incredible account of himself. He's taking unabated shots and eating them.
Watch Jake. He's going to set up to the body again. He sets it up to the body, shoots that jab to the body, and comes upstairs.
Listen, like Jake's
unbelievable
feigning,
feints.
Mark. Yeah,
this kid can fight.
He's picking off the jab. He's parrying everything. He's like throwing
beautiful
legitimate
high guard
check hooks. George might have pulled a short straw here. Because George looks super tough.
We talked about styles of referees. This referee
is letting him fight.
Not really interested in calling an AK.
Oh, he's hurt.
He's on another planet right now.
He is hurt.
Jake, neutral corner, pal.
For as savvy as I gave him credit for it, Jake has not entered at neutral corner. Great officiating there. He's taking a long look at George. I don't know.
Folks at home, do not blink.
I don't know what Mancini was made of, but
my
this
goodness.
kid's an animal, Mark.
Where?
He's in.
Yeah.
Is he waving it off?
No.
Now look at the ref's doing what he should be doing.
Correct.
He's administering count, but
he might wave this off right now. He should wave this off right now. George is indicating he does not want to be in this bout. It's a terrible decision. This is how people get hurt.
He is one punch away from. Wow.
All right. Again, all the credit to you, pal. Incredible heart.
George,
he's in. He's yelling his corner. He's like, let's do this.
So look at George. If they had stopped that fight, it would have been warranted. But he's still on skates, Mark. He's hurt. If this corner can get ice on his neck and get him back in it, you never know. He's so physically fit and such an imposing athlete that they got a shot at it. Conversely, though, the corner might be looking at him
and saying like, hey, like maybe he
another
fights
day.
and runs away, lives to fight another day.
Yeah, man.
So Jake's level changes.
No, Jake can
tremendous. I want to see George. You can't bite on those feints. He's got to keep his hands up. You know, every once in a while Jake will rip, a good, left and right hook combination of the body, but it's mostly just sticking that jab. Don't bite on it, George. You got to keep hands high. Don't bite on those feints. Look for the big stuff coming over the top.
Additionally, too, something that George is doing, I think George is doing kind of like the best thing in a worst-case scenario where he is being just tough, strong, and throwing. He's pretty much got to, like, throw caution to the wind.
He's got to catch him,
you know? And knowing that that's a tall order.
Oh,
task. He's
good right hand by George there.
He landed hard again, Mark. This is exactly what George has to do.
Yeah, he's got to bite down his mouthpiece, box less, and fight more.
Good right hand over top and decent uppercut. George is certainly strong enough to turn the tides here. Make no mistake, Jake is the better boxer, and he's landing. Oh, man, he's getting stung again, Mark.
What are you doing?
George's confused.
Oh.
The referee was explaining to him to not turn around, and George turned around. I don't know. Good right hand.
Sneaky right. Good right hand by
stung
George there.
100%. If you look, Jake stopped throwing punches after that right hand.
George, you got to throw, kid.
He landed another right hand.
He's hurt.
George has everything, all the abilities to come back. He's landing right hands. It's very Foreman-esque in the Moore fight in the sense that it's like a very short, tough right hand. George has all the ability to come back. He's got 1 minute.
The optics aren't good. He presents like he's tired. He looks like he's hurt. So judging-wise, he still might be down in this round.
Jake
he's landed some great right hands.
Stopped throwing offense. When he lands, he lands. Damn. What are we looking at?
Slapping, maybe?
Yep. It looks like he's being cautious for slapping.
So you can't land with the palm of your hand. You got to land with the knuckles.
George landed another right hand. George has to just continue to throw. Oh, if he lands something like that.
That's what he's got. He's got to throw his eyes and throw absolute haymakers.
Yeah.
He's got to throw hand grenades.
And then from there, too, I'll give Jake credit. He's showing his savviness by smothering a little bit. And you know what we might be seeing here, too,
right
Mark?
hand by George.
You know what we're seeing? Jake is way more
late
experienced.
replacement.
Yes,
he might be out of
fit.
He might be out of shape.
He's eating right hands. I'll tell you right now, George won that round.
Yeah, and again, I'll tell you, we know the way USA Boxing scores it. They might have that round for Jake. I'll tell you right now, George won that round.
But here's the thing, right? I feel like Jake won that first round so emphatically that George, I mean, he didn't knock down. George has stopped this kid, and he could.
Oh, yeah. I mean, absolute fight of the night right now, in my opinion, hands down.
From our vantage point, we got a good look at George's corner. It's a little bit harder to see Jake's corner, but Jake from here looks exhausted.
Tired, yeah.
Now, again, he's obviously clearly savvy, and he looks like he can be good at being tired.
Can be economic, kind of get his head movement going a little bit. Again, his level changes are great.
You guys at home better pray George doesn't win this fight because I'm flipping the table. I am starting a revolution in Philly. I will be the worst fan in Philadelphia, and that's telling you something. That's telling you something.
Third and final round.
For those that didn't catch that, it's because Philadelphia is known for having
just the worst fans.
Just terrible sports
I mean,
fans.
so many people we've met so far, great people.
Oh, Philly's nice. It's their sports fans. It's not their fault, you know? Again, Jake coming out, looking the better of the two boxers. A great sneaky left hand, by the way, by Jake in a southpaw stance.
He switched.
But George landed a good uppercut and clubbing right hand behind the head. George
Jake is hurt. Jake is hurt.
George hurt him again.
Jake is hurt again. Folks.
He's still throwing, though. Jake's tough, too.
And he knows how to tie up. He knows how to close that distance.
Easily the fight of the night so
his
far.
Legs are, he's got his wits about him. Those right hands. Oh, he's leaning on the ropes.
Let's go.
George, I don't know what he thought
You put your foot in the gas here, kid. He has to want it now. He's starting to gas out.
Great right hand again.
He hurt him. The referee is starting to finally take a look, not at George, but at Jake.
George, you got to finish, kid.
Good right hand in the body.
Great
Jake
right hand by Jake.
Is able to find
behind the ear.
This fight is way closer than it should be. And it's a tale of two fights. You get a guy like Jake, who is clearly the more experienced, but again, now showing clearly the late replacement. He is far more tired than he should be. George, on the other hand,
George's gas tank is spent because he's taken so many clean shots.
Yes, exactly.
Throw that. He's got to start unloading that right hand again. Line him up. George's got to line him up with that left hand. Start with the one. Line up that big clubbing right hand. It tends to land right behind the ear.
George
only
has
going
to
take
like a
one.
Super dark
Great
place.
left hook by Jake.
Great
there.
left hook by Jake.
Referee's looking long and hard at George. He's trying. He's doing everything he can. Jake is showboating.
Good job. I don't think he is, Mark. Jake's
he's
being
tired?
smart. Yeah, Jake's.
Guys, I'm telling you right now, George. George.
By the way, I think, guys at home, you have to check it. I just heard a clapper. That was a short round.
I don't know who won that fight.
That was a short round. Look, here's the deal. George definitely won the third round. I think he might have won the second.
But based on how dominant that first round is.
So clearly that first round.
So it's one of those weird fights where I think I have it 2-1. George Balantinos, and I think the fight's going to go to Jake Rodriguez.
And again, look, I'm watching it in real time. For those at home, if you have this on YouTube, take a look at those round times. Jake is chirping the crowd.
Yeah, Jake might have forgot that it's a cancer charity.
Yeah, Jake, have a little fun there, bud. Feeling very good about it. Again, he was clearly the more experienced. Well, who knows experience,
He was the slicker boxer, cleaner boxer.
He could box.
He definitely had the ring generalship down of somebody who hasn't been boxing, a couple weeks.
My guess is that Jake did enough, especially early on, to win that fight.
Yeah, I mean, he completely one-sided first round.
But George, again, finished infinitely stronger than Jake.
Yeah.
I think this decision might be a little bit more interesting than people at home might believe. And not for nothing,
I thought they should have stopped the bout in the first round. I thought the referee made the wrong decision. I'll tell you right now, George Balantinos is very happy that they didn't stop that bout. George showed that he had tremendous heart and wanted to do anything he could to win that fight.
I mean, that's a good story across the board. You get a guy like Jake, takes the fight on no time's notice. He gives an unbelievable count himself. Let's hear this decision.
Declare your winner out of the red corner.
Yeah, Jake got it. That's right.
Jake Cold-Hearted Rodriguez.
I know what it is. That's his gym, man. That's why he's talking so reckless to those dudes.
Oh, because they're
I thought we, dude. All right, so let's walk that back. We thought Jake was talking crap the whole time. He wasn't at all. He's chirping guys from his own gym, dude. Unfortunately, George exited to the wrong corner.
Yeah.
So that was an awesome fight.
Unbelievable scrap.
I think they got it right. Jake definitely won that fight.
Yeah.
I think he did way more than enough. And also, there might be some recency bias. You could have given him the second round.
Oh, yeah, no doubt about it. Yeah, we say that a lot. Sometimes if you lose a round less than you did the previous round, the judges or the color commentary and play-by-play guys tend to lean in the opposite direction.
Get a little bit excitable. And again, it's in the moment. If we go back and watch this, maybe
what a show of heart by George Balantinos.
Yeah, George is a tough kid.